Ever wanted to make some amazing low poly assets just like this? Well, today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Even if you've never used Blender before, you are going to learn exactly how to make some amazing low poly assets to make your game look great and just level up your skills. So let's go. If you don't have Blender, you can go to blender.org and download it. It'll be linked in the description. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and open up Blender and we're gonna make some cool assets. So we're gonna make a bush, a tree, as well as a fence post. So this is gonna be great. When you open up Blender, it might look a little bit overwhelming, but don't worry because this is gonna be easy. So we don't have to do that much with all these panels, buttons you see. You can middle mouse click to look around, and you can scroll to zoom in and out. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna select our default cube by clicking on it, and we're gonna go to the modifiers panel right here, the wrench. We're gonna add a modifier, and we're gonna add a subdivision surface modifier. So now we get a little bit of a basic, bush. Obviously, we're gonna do more to it than this, but we're gonna right click it, hit shade smooth, and we're gonna go down to this green triangle, and it will go ahead and open up this panel. And here we're gonna do normals. Open that up, choose auto smooth, and then just turn it up to something around this where we just kind of see some edges, and it gives it kind of a nice look that I like. I kind of like this style. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna select this, hit tab, and now we're just gonna mess around with this, scale it up, do some cool stuff. And I can hit Control B here, and I can select these vertices, hit Control B, get a little bit more detail in here, do the same thing down here. You hit S to scale, right click to cancel, left click to confirm. Now I'm gonna also turn down my auto smooth just a little bit. All right, I think that's a pretty good bush. Now let's make our tree. So I'm gonna hit Shift plus A on my keyboard at the same time. And this gives us a panel that lets us add in different meshes. So we'll go to this mesh option up here, hover over here, and click on cylinder. And now open up this panel down here in the bottom left, and we'll just turn down the vertices to about 10. And then we're gonna hit G, Y, and that'll move our cylinder out here so we can mess with it. Now I'm gonna hit tab and enter edit mode, and I'm gonna hit 3 on my keyboard so that we can select faces, and I'm just gonna click on this top face. I'm gonna hit S, and then we'll just start scaling this up by pressing E to extrude, click to confirm, and we'll hit S to scale, and then we can kind of modify this slightly, hit R to rotate it slightly, and then we'll just repeat. E to extrude, S to scale, and you can hit GG to kind of slide it along this axis here. So now we'll I hit GZ to move that down. I'm gonna hit E, scale this down. Now I'm just gonna make us some nice little branches up here and rotate those. Now I'm gonna hit M and then hit at center to merge that into one. We're just gonna make some branches, then we'll put these on top of it. So I'm gonna hit Shift Z so that I can see through my mesh here, wireframe mode. And then I'm gonna hit 2 on my keyboard, or you can click up here to get edge select. And I'm just gonna select these, extrude them out, R to rotate, move them out here a bit more. All right, there we go. So we got like a basic branch going on. I know it looks weird right now because we didn't put anything on here, but yeah. Now what we're gonna do, since we did do some weird extrusions right here, we're gonna hit tab, make sure you're in edit mode, and we're gonna hit A to select everything. Then we're gonna click Alt N on our keyboard and to recalculate outside to make sure that our normals are correct and nothing is inverted the wrong way. And now just make sure, let's make this shade smooth by right clicking, hitting shade smooth, and then we'll mess with our auto smooth inside the green triangle here, and we'll just get a nice look to that. Wonderful. So now I'm gonna click on this bush. I'm gonna hit Shift D on my keyboard to duplicate it. Then I'm gonna hit G to move it, hit G, X, and we're just gonna make some cool leaves up here. Hit S to scale, G to move, using that middle mouse button to look around. And I'm just hitting Shift D over and over, rotating these how I want them. Hitting Shift D, R, Z. But now I'm gonna select all of these. I'm gonna hit Control J on my keyboard or Command J on Mac. And now we'll join these into one mesh. Then I'll mess with the auto smooth a bit, see how different looks are. All right. Pretty good, right? And also the interesting thing about this bush, by the way, is it can be reused as a rock. So we could duplicate this, hit Shift D, G, Y, and then just kind of shake it up a bit. So we'll just select a bunch of these, we can actually just hit A, and we can choose our randomize tool, which is right here. You have to click, drag to randomize this tool here. And then we can go ahead and kind of pull on this, and we can kind of randomize this so it looks more rock-like. Now let's go ahead and make our fence post. Now let's hit Shift A, add a cube, and then we're gonna go ahead and go over to this, S to scale that down. Now we're gonna hit 3, grab the top face and move that up. Then we'll just scale that down a bit. And yeah, so now we're gonna click A, hit Shift D, and then right click to cancel that. And now we'll hit rotate, hit R on your keyboard, hit X, and then we'll just rotate that sideways, scale it down, and then we'll hit S, X, and scale that down so that we have a bit of a board between our fences. Looks nice. We'll kind of scale that up on the Z axis too. I might change this face here a bit. And yeah, so now we'll just duplicate this fence post part here. Shift Z to look through, and then select it all, hit Shift D, and move it down. And there we go. Rotate that, scale it into position, just adjust those a little, and then let's hit Shift Z again. Grab this end post here, and then we'll hit Shift D to duplicate it, and we'll deselect these two faces here by holding Shift and clicking on them. Now we'll hit G and Y, and we'll move it all the way over here. And now we have our second fence post. So I'll just move that back into place. And there we go. So now we'll hit Control R, add some little details on this, and that'll look good. We'll hit scroll up a little on that to give it a second loop cut. And there we go. So do that again on the bottom one. We'll call that good. So we'll also do it on the sides here. That'll look nice. And you know, just kind of messing around, just kind of making this look how you want. You don't have to do all this if you don't want to. You can keep it really simple. I just like doing some complicated things here sometimes. So now I'm just gonna shade smooth on that, and I'm gonna do auto smooth as we've been doing. And there we go. One last thing, we should actually do Shift Z, and we should select these inner, move those outward by hitting G, Y, and that'll look much better. Real quick, let's optimize these a little bit so we can remove some faces. So we'll hit 3 on our keyboard after opening that up in edit mode. Delete that face by hitting X. Select these two by holding Shift, and then delete those faces. And there we go. So that's just, you know, it makes a difference when you have a lot of assets in your game. Not really when it's small, but for mobile devices, you got to have everything optimized, everything you can get. So now let's go ahead and export these. So to export, go ahead and click File at the top left, go down to Export, and click FBX. And now you can just name your file whatever you want, and we'll be good to go. So now we'll go back to Roblox Studio. Make sure your game is published. If not, so I'm going to go ahead and publish mine. All right, there we go. So now we'll go up to View, and make sure we have Asset Manager. Should be dark gray right here. Click it, make sure. And we'll go ahead and go down to Asset Manager. Click the Bulk Import button right here. Bulk Import. Click that and find your file. Now we'll just go ahead and click Apply All. And once these are done, they're going to go ahead and show up in your Asset Manager right here. And we'll just go ahead and click on the top one, hold Shift, and click on the bottom one in this list. Then we'll right click, then we'll click Insert, and then we'll go ahead and put our objects in the game, and there we go. So yeah, congrats on making your first asset pack. Let's go ahead and color these. So we'll make our bushes and our tree nice green. So yeah, I hope that this helped you, especially if you're new to Blender. Hope you have some awesome assets. You can go ahead and build some amazing maps with this. And if you want to dive deeper and you're not fully understanding Blender, you can click the video on screen for my full Blender guide I made a while ago. It's really good. It'll teach you the ins and outs of Blender, maybe some stuff I missed in this video, and clear it all up for you. So yeah, see you there. If you want a free asset pack of mine, some cool models I made in the past, you can click the link in the description for my free essentials pack. You'll get that on my website. So yeah, see you in the next video.